What's going on, guys? So you're thinking about becoming a breaker. We're going to go over the 3 steps to get started, and then we're going to talk about some other things like growing your audience and how to build a community. So if you've seen or have already started breaking, you'll want to jump ahead. Check the links in the description. You're going to see some places to jump ahead. If you're more curious about the community, jump straight to that. But let's get started. All right, guys, so first things first, can't lean too far back or I disappear. First things first, this is not my shop. We are using television magic. So first things first, there are a few things that you are going to need to get started. I'm going to show you guys a few of those things, so give me one second. So here's what you're going to need to get started. First things first, you're going to need some product. This is an example. It's Dragon Ball Z. Otherwise, you know, if you're into a specific sport or if a specific sport is currently hyped, always a good idea to get a few of that product. My best suggestion is start with retail. If you're anything like most people, you definitely want to move to doing hobby. Don't try to jump to hobby too soon. It's not really worth it. And what I mean by that is there's not as much of a profit margin in hobby. So if you aren't or don't already have a good size audience, it's just not going to work out. So keep that in mind. So jumping to or starting with a retail product is really a good idea. This is a blaster. I might suggest starting with 10 of these. It's a really good place to start. So that's what you're going to need. Is you're going to need some product. A few of the things you're going to need to get started. You're going to need penny sleeves. Make sure you have a lot of these. You can buy them wholesale off of eBay. You can buy them from me. You can get them anywhere. Pretty easy to get, but make sure you get a case. 10,000 come in a case. They're not very expensive, usually 70, 80, 90 bucks, 100 bucks for a whole case. Then you're going to need some top loaders. These are your standard top loaders, 25 count. These are like 20 point or 30 point top loaders. So that's your basic. You will need some 55s. Okay, pack of 25. These are 55 points. These are for the cards that are slightly thicker. Any of your autographed Topps cards are going to be slightly thicker, along with any of your numbered parallels, like this one here. Those are going to be 55-inch, whereas most of your basic cards, like say for example Jahan Dotson or TDP, those will fit in 35s. So those will fit in the 35s just fine. Next thing that you need to get your hands on is a few of the 100s. These are for the basic mems. Then we've got the 130s. These are for thicker mems, and then for the fat boy mems, you'll need some 180s. There are bigger than this, but this will cover the spectrum of the majority of cards that you'll get. For optic blasters, as example, you actually just need this, this, and this. So almost all the cards are going to fit into the 30s. The 100s will fit all of the mem cards except for the numbered mems. I've already pulled a gold out of 10. It needed a 130 because it was a little thicker because the patch was bigger. So you'll need those. And then when it comes to shipping, so team bags I like to use to put the nice cards, right? The hits, the autos, etc. So when someone hits an auto, I usually slide that into a team bag, and that's just to protect that specific card because it is a more valuable or desirable card. At this point, just flip it off, boom. I do it on screen so that people know that I recognize this is a good card and I want to take care of them on it. The next thing I use is graded card sleeves, okay? The reason I use graded card sleeves is they are the right size to fit a lot of cards in. So I'm going to show you real quick. This is how we ship to make sure things go out safely. So this was somebody's break. They hit a few cards. So what we would do is we would take a couple top-loaded cards in the front and the back. Then we would have some sleeved cards. And then we would have in the very center, you put their base cards that are not top-loaded or sleeved. So any of those would go in the dead center. You put those all together. This is a graded card sleeve. At this point, you just slide it in. And then you can write the person's name on the outside. Depending on how much you do, I'm going to show you guys some great shipping options. If anybody is in need of links for this stuff, just reach out. I'm here to help. But we do carry, for us personally, we carry multiple sizes. So this is the small one. This will actually fit one package just fine. You close it up, you put your label on it. I do highly suggest a label printer, but you don't need to do that to get started. You can just paper print your labels, or I don't suggest going down and paying for it at the post office. It is very expensive. But you can paper print your labels and just tape them on to get started, but a label printer is a few $100s worth every penny in my opinion. The next size up, this will fit actually up to 3 packs on their side. So 1, 2, and 3. And then it'll fit 2 over the top. So I can actually fit 5 packs in this. Close it up. This will go up to about 12 ounces and ship out to people. If they have multiple packages, we can put them in this really cool Graded Investors bag. And then if they do have a huge package, we still put, everybody's stuff still goes in these bags. So these bags are to store, and then if they have multiple of these bags, it can go in these. These help us keep the cost down. If I can fit them into a bag, I can ship for no more than $9 anywhere in the United States. So that gets you started with the steps on how to get you started. So that's what you need to ship. That's the product. Again, you'll get whatever product you choose. You can get stuff from your local Walmart, Target, or you can get online and get it from Target.com. You can buy from people who run bots. Lots of different ways to get product. If you need any help, reach out. I can help you figure out the best way for you to get some product. But that's a great place to start, and that's all the stuff you're going to need. And then what does it take to do your first live video? So if you start a Facebook group and you run everything through a Facebook group, it's as easy as this. Ask yourself why I have a photo of myself. It's on random. So it takes all the photos out of my thing. So you can go to your Facebook group, you open it up, you go to gradedinvestors.com or our Facebook group. And then at this point, you can actually go live in here anytime you want, right? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, live video. So you click here and you click go live. At this point, you could go live. The only thing you need is a $10 or $12 stand. And you can get started just like this. You'll be shooting everything off of your phone. It's pretty cool. It works well. But for me, it's not necessarily what I want to do. For me, I really like using what I have here, which I'll show you here in a second. Let's jump over to this screen. So you can see that this is what I use. So this program right here is called OBS. You can see I've got my breaking screen. I've got my events coming screen. That pops up. This I can click into here and I can check out all the different stuff that I have coming up soon. I can change stuff. It works extremely well for me. You can put in the title, you can put in the description. You have a lot more control. You can actually, right here would be your chat, so you'd see all the different people on all the different formats. I use a company called Restream. It allows me to go live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch simultaneously. So I am actually live on all of them simultaneously, which is pretty sweet. So if you have interest in any of those, let me know. I can give you guys on that. But yeah, pretty cool. But you could get started with just this. You can go live. You click here to type in your description. You just write in break number 001. It's our first one. And let's say you're doing 2022 optic blasters, right? You can put in PYT or whatever it is, right? So at this point, you have what you need. You can do whatever you'd like there, say feel good, whatever. You can tag people so you can make sure that everybody who's in the break knows. And at this point, you can go live. Everybody's going to see the live just on Facebook. I'm a firm believer that if you're creating content, put the content absolutely everywhere you possibly can. I even have it running on Twitter. Not very many people watch us there, but eventually and slowly I've picked up people who watch us over there. I've got like 25 people. It's not a lot. We've been doing it for 2 years, so I'm not pushing Twitter very hard, but the point is it exists. It's just, and it doesn't cost me anything extra, right? I pay for the service. I can put it anywhere I want. So that gives you a good idea of what it takes to get started. So running the break, right? This is step 2, is actually running the physical break. So you've got everything you need. You've got everything set up. How do you find your customers and how do you find your first break? All right, so let's jump back over to our left screen. Let's see here. So my best suggestion is start off with eBay. Okay. Just to go in here, I'm going to show you guys us on eBay. So this is us. We've got 3,400, 3,500 sales. If you do not have any eBay sales, I highly suggest starting out by buying a few items on eBay so you can get started. The best thing about getting on eBay is eBay has hundreds of millions of customers for you, right? There are people looking every single day. And so you can see I have singles up on eBay all the time. I currently have 1,470 listings totaling worth $97,000. So gives you a good idea, but running breaks. So let's take a peek. Let's go look at my overviews. So just to show you, I've fallen off considerably because I've stopped running as many breaks on eBay. I've built my group big enough. I'm happy with it. But running a break on eBay is pretty easy. So let's pretend you want to run an optic break on eBay. I'm going to show you how I would load it up. So you're just going to type in optic blaster break. And I do a quick search of optic blaster breaks. And you can see, let's just click on the first one. So this guy here, random team, 8 boxes hunting downtown. So you can see he's got a ton available. I don't think this one's put together particularly well, right? When you scroll through this, you want to see what you think. So you click I am a human. Let's see what happens next. Sports stadiums. I don't know. This one, this one, this one. Hey, I'm a human. Look at that. I passed. So I'm not sure why it made me verify myself. It's not going to give me any additional information. So poorly put together, right? New packs from Stream. Where do I go to see the Stream? It says Instagram, but I don't see his Instagram. I don't see anything. So poorly put together, in my opinion. Always look at other people's to assess kind of what you want to do. So I wouldn't do one like that. This one's better. 20 blaster breaks, AZ breaks on YouTube. So they're already giving you some good information, which is great. So this is break number 4. They're selling it by the team. I do highly suggest when you're starting off, sell it by the team. I would suggest sticking with 10 blasters. It's enough blasters that everybody can hit something, but it's not so many blasters that it's too much work for you, if that makes sense. And it also keeps your costs relatively low. 10 blasters will cost you, $350-ish, maybe $400, depending on where you're buying them. Now, let's see what he has. So he's got all the information here, which is good. It's on YouTube, great. Live break, yada, yada, yada. Further information, we will be opening 10 Targets, 10 Walmarts. That's cool. When, 11 p.m., where, there, shipping, payment, thanks. Perfect, right? You can see this guy has 27,000 breaks. Or, sorry, positive reviews. So he's run a ton, way more than us. So I'm sure he does big numbers. AZ breaks. Pretty cool. So what you could do is you go, if I have something like this, you just say sell now. What that'll do is it pulls across their information for you real quick. So now you've got everything you need to run a break. I wouldn't call it this. I would change that to whatever you want it. This is the important thing. You want to make sure it says box break. And you want to make sure it says what sport you're doing. Those are the most important things. And then obviously you need to put in each team individually. But when you're scrolling down, you can look through all this information, make sure you got it all correctly. This, I would click new. For this, you'll create a custom template for yourself. If you have one loaded, you can actually use this. So I've got my Graded Investors one. Let's see, Graded Investors, insert. Not sure why that's not working, but normally I just insert my custom template and then I go from there. But either way, you can set it up as buy it now. I highly suggest starting as auctions. You are going to lose a little money here and there on eBay. The big thing is you're trying to build your group, so get started. You can set up your shipping as you'd like. I set mine up as $5 for the first one, $1 for each additional. I always set this up as 4751. So 4 ounce, 751 as the size of the package. You can do 951 depending on the size. And then if you save that for later, you can add your picture. So you can see this created a draft. And so I can click here, create a copy, and I can actually create 31 copies of that, copy over any photos, etc. Right? So once you have it where you want it, you can create a bunch of copies. The best way to get your first break off the ground, run it on eBay. Do a 5-day auction, 7-day auction, have it end a few hours before you want to run the break. That way you have enough time to send multiple buyers their bill, and that way you have time to get your break set up. So that's where I would get started to get your first break off the ground. If you have a group that you've been part of a long time, you can try it on Facebook. But I will tell you this, that until you've done a few breaks, it's tough to get people who are in a Facebook group to want to do a break with you just because they don't really know you, if that makes sense. All right, so let's see. So that's what I would do if I was going to get started today. Make sure you have the product, make sure you have the inventory, make sure you have some basic stuff, right? Top loaders, sleeves, make sure you're ready to ship. The important thing is ship out almost immediately, right? If you do the break today, try to ship out tomorrow. If you do the break on like a Saturday, I love to do breaks on Friday and Saturday. That way I can ship out Monday or Tuesday. Now, with my group, I've been doing it long enough, we ship out every Monday and Tuesday. Now, the question is, and this is the burning question for people who maybe been doing it for a while and are starting to notice that their groups are slowing down, or maybe you're on Instagram or you're on somewhere else and you're like, man, it's just not going. So when you're running anything, you want to create a funnel, right? So there's people out there in the ether, right? People out there who want to do breaks. How do I get them somewhere where we can continue to do business with them moving forward, right? So a lot of these click funnels that you've heard of or seen, you've seen ads for them out there on Facebook. They say, hey, learn how to create a click funnel, right? And they try to use this jargon that makes it sound fancier than it is. It's basically, how do we gain people's information and put them in a position where we can reach them again, right? So people, number one, check their texts daily, right? Minutely, really. Like you check your text all the time. Facebook people check, I would say 3 to 6 times a day if they're Facebook people. Instagram people, same, 3 to 6 times a day. TikTok, same, right? So social media in general, 3 to 6 times a day. Okay. Again, text is the best. If you can get to where you have a text list built and you text people when the new break is, that's awesome. The tough part with text is if people text you back and 7 people text you, I want the Steelers, how does person A know that person C also wants the Steelers, and how does person D know that person A already got them, right? And that's where Facebook groups are incredible. So I highly suggest creating a Facebook group and making it to where people have to watch your video. So you land the folks hopefully through eBay, then you bring them over to Facebook and you have them watch it on Facebook. So initially, I would not put the videos everywhere. Initially, I would say the videos are available in our Facebook group live. After the Facebook group is over, I upload the video to YouTube. Okay? The benefit of that is that you'll have people join your Facebook group. Once they join your Facebook group, hopefully they become regular customers, right? That's the goal. That's one thing I didn't do. I made it available everywhere. A lot of people only know me on YouTube, right? So the benefit of having people go to a pass-through, right? Hey, if you want to watch it live, you got to come to our Facebook group. Not everybody has Facebook. That's fine. We put it up on YouTube afterwards. But you have people come to your Facebook group so that hopefully they'll join the breaks that you have in your Facebook group as well. Now, if you look at a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they do the same thing, but what they do is you have to go through their website, right? So the video might go live on YouTube, but you have to go to their website in order to join the breaks, right? So they're on YouTube, they're big, they have a lot of followers. When you go in there, you put your email in to sign up to go do a break. Once you sign up, now they have your email. Now they're sending you emails regularly. The smart ones are getting your phone number as well, so they can send you a text message. I get a text message from 3 or 4 different groups letting me know what breaks are going on. They text me about once a week. Text is a huge deal. People, when they receive a text message, check it instantly. It's a very big deal. If you're not there yet, you don't have the time, bandwidth, money, you don't really even have the clientele base to do that yet. Short term, Facebook is great because you can tag everyone once a day and let them know what breaks are going on that day. So the number one thing I would do to build a group is start selling on eBay. Have them go to your Facebook group so that they can watch the videos. And then from there, you can let it go up to YouTube afterwards, but live is on Facebook. So if you want to watch it live, come join our Facebook group. You're going to find that you convert a lot of people to watch on Facebook, And then again, long-term wise, they can still watch on YouTube. You can still grow an audience there, and you'll be good. The last thing I'm going to share is if you're in need of product, you're looking for ways and places to get more product, do not hesitate to reach out. I do have access to somebody who runs a bot. I call him my botter. It's funny. He has an actual name. But anyway, I'll introduce you to him, and he can get you connected. As you can see behind me, which I'll show you with my other camera real quick. That's what just showed up today. 264 blasters. Now, I have a lot of areas of opportunity when it comes to doing a better job of buying stuff that I need and not over purchasing and buying what breaks right away. I have a ton of product because I bought stuff and I've pivoted before I've actually finished the breaks, and I've over purchased, right? You can see more product up there, more product there. And if I told you the truth, there's more product out in the room out there. There's just product everywhere. So try to pay attention to what you have. And if you can't run the break, it might be worth kind of wholesaling that item off, taking a small loss so that you don't just end up with piles and piles of product. I've done good enough business that I've basically paid for this with breaks, but I haven't needed to take money out, if that makes sense. But if you buy product and you run it on eBay, quickest way to get rid of it, I run breaks on eBay all the time that are just product I'm trying to get rid of. The breaks fill, I might lose a few bucks, but I get rid of it really quick. I get new potential customers, potential breakers who will join me. And then hopefully I captivate them and I'm able to do business with them in the future. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help. And to all you guys out there, I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your day. Good luck with everything. I'll see you guys soon. I'm out.